All right, what does it mean to you to have this kind of season following last year, which was not a typical Rick Nash season?
Yeah, I thought that season I battled through injuries, put up some pretty good numbers, but team-wise, we went pretty far into the playoffs, and would love to help out a bit more offensively. But I found last year helped out in other ways, whether it's penalty kill or my defensive game. But this year things have just been going right, and it helps when the team wins. Individual stats seem to get better.
Do you think it was the concussion and just all the things that come from that injury that maybe stunted your chances of scoring a little bit more last year?
I wouldn't use it as a crutch. It's obviously a tough injury to come back from. You train all summer and then you get hurt in the third game and you miss 6 or 7 weeks and everyone expects you to be at top form, after 2 practices and coming back into game shape. So it's a tough thing to come back from, but that I couldn't put my finger on one thing what the difference is.
All right, now Rick, I'm going to give you a little trivia question. See if you know exactly your standing. You're one of 4 NHL players who have posted 8 30-goal seasons since 03-04. Who are the other 3?
Ovechkin, Ginla, and I don't know. I wouldn't know the third. Kovalchuk? Maybe?
Yeah, nailed it. Very good.
Outstanding stuff.
How important was that victory yesterday? You were up 3-1, then it was 3-3 to come back and win it. A couple of the guys on your team said the second period it just wasn't happening. How important was it to nail that down?
Yeah, it was kind of a strange game. It was you knew we were going to get a desperate team in Florida. They needed the points, and we needed the points. We came out of the gates of the All-Star break a little slow, and to get 2 wins now was huge. And in that game especially, it could have went either way coming into the third, and I thought we had a great third period.
Lane Vigneault looking for offense has changed the lines up a little bit, Rick. You were playing with Brassard and Zuccarello, now a little bit last night with Stepan and St. Louis. What does that do for your game when you get bounced around from line to line like that?
Yeah, it's not too much of a difference for my game. I started the year early on playing with Marty and Zuccarello and JT Miller and Duclair. So I'm kind of used to it over my career, getting switched around. And you always trust your coach. He's the one that makes the moves, and kind of he can see from up top what's fitting the best, and seemed to work out last night.
You look at this situation. Last year, you guys got to the Stanley Cup Finals, and players that I've talked to that have been to a championship round in their respective sports, they said the next year is always tough because you want the season to just start and you're playing for a championship again. Have you guys looked at it that way where, wow, we've got to go through this all again just to get to that point?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting going through the summer and then, starting back up and wondering how the feeling would be. And I think the best way was the way AV put it when we came into camp. He kind of told everyone to forget about last year. It's over. It's a new team. Keep the feather in your cap for experience and that stuff. But as for a season, no one cares what you did last year. No one's going to give you an easy ride just because of that. And that's the way we look at it.
Talking to Rick Nash of the New York Rangers. They'll take on the Boston Bruins coming up tomorrow, 8 o'clock start at Madison Square Garden. What was it like going back to Columbus for the All-Star Weekend?
It was busy. The NHL keeps you busy running around doing different media events and the draft. For me, it was most fun to be with my family and have them come in from Toronto and enjoy the weekend.
You watch the NHL AllStar Game, Rick, and it's probably the furthest from a real NHL game than any other sports All-Star game. 17, 12, whatever. Why can't it be closer to what the game really is?
Well, I think we're there to showcase, our skills and the skill side of the game. I think when you have an 82-game season and how grueling the NHL can be and almost playing 4 times a week and how aggressive it is and how many guys are bumped and bruised, when you think about having all your stars in one city when, all the rest of the NHL is at the beach getting some rest and relaxed time, that you don't want to make it as pressure-filled as you can. We have to heal. We have to kind of take some time to relax as well. And I think that's why guys enjoy going, because it's fun.
Now, you mentioned the beach. Now, you did not fall under this criticism by your coach, but you guys have been a little sluggish since the All-Star break, and he said too much sun and sand. Do you notice that with your teammates?
That's I didn't hear that comment. That's kind of funny. But you know what? Out of the gate, we had a tough game against the Islanders and another tough game against Montreal, who are two great teams, and we had two good tests, and we failed to stand up from it, and we got to learn from our mistakes and kind of carry the momentum from our last two games and just sharpen everything up.
I think the quote was, "Too much sun and sand makes for slow hands."
Yeah, he even rhymed it.
I think he did it on accident, to be honest with you. But
yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I want to go back to Saturday. Scary moment. Henrik Lundqvist takes a puck to the throat. We didn't know if it was a stick, a puck. When you see him laying down prone like that for several minutes, what's going on in your mind?
Yeah, it's scary when you see any player go down and kind of, kick their feet around in their arms. It's something serious, and it always seems to be one of those freak plays, and it was again. But he's obviously the backbone of our team, and he's the leader of our team and our best player. So for it to be not as serious as it looked, we're really lucky.
And you got Boston coming up tomorrow, and I think you would agree, with them healthy, they become one of the major teams to beat in the Eastern Conference. Do you look at Boston, because of the success they've had recently, as a measuring stick, or do you think they should look at you as a measuring stick because you're the team that came out of the East last year?
I think in my mind, I don't really focus on how they're looking. I worry about us, and they're a team that's been to the playoffs, countless years, been in the finals, have won a cup. So I worry about our team, and I worry about looking at a measure stick for us. They're a team that we didn't beat our last time we were in Boston, and it kind of slowed us down a bit. So it's going to be a good test tomorrow night. We got to make sure we bring our A game if we want to beat them.
Talking to Rick Nash of the New York Rangers. Complete the sentence for us. My team has to blank in order to get back to the Stanley Cup. What's the thing you're most concerned about? What does your team have to improve on to round out the game?
I think consistency. We have to be consistent to get back there. It's a matter of not taking nights off. Like those last two games coming out of the break. You can't have those type games if you want to get back to the championship.
All right, you're a Blue Jay fan. You like their chances in the East?
Yeah, they always seem to get out of the gates really good and have great starts. But living in New York, it's tough not to follow these sports teams and the Yankees.